Hey, welcome back. It's been a while since we did a video. I know I posted one, I think last week, but that was actually one I recorded a while back. So I'm a bit out of practice for this video, but let's see what we can do. So I think last time when we left it is we were trying to do a checkbox input. So I've kind of gotten started here. You'll see that all this defines at the moment is just a div with the inbox input with type checkbox with the name label, and then we've just added select here, or the checkbox here in the selector, and then render it out. And then at the bottom here with the form, we've just added the checkbox as part of down here as like a shipping one, saying that we want speedy pay delivery. Um, so let's get started. So we've got type checkbox. What we need to do now is we need to somehow say that this needs to be part of our form. And if I remember correctly, what we need to do here is we need to say that on change, we need to say, well, we need to, okay, I think what we need to do is we first need to have an on change handler over here, and then say, okay, well, on change equals on change. Okay, so now we got the on change there. What we need to do now is we also need to add the on change here and say, okay, well, I think it's going to be form state, form input, not name. And then let's see, I think that was like that. Or on changes function. And then we also need to add the value. And the value is going to be the form state, form input dot name, and then not. And up here, we need to add value as well. Okay, and then what we also need to do is just not inspect, but open up inspect here. Paid shipping. Okay, so we got a base event. So what we need to do, I think, let's see if we need to flesh out this function a bit. So I need to figure out what this value gets set to. I think the best way to do that would be to do something like once changed value equals, say, e for event, and then console.info e to see what the event looks like. What we need to do now is go on change and then e, and then say this changed value. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. So type change bubbles cancel current is default present is trusted. Let's go target. Let's see what the value looks like. Okay, so that doesn't help us much. So what I do want to see is actually what happens if I do e.target.value here. Because I remember it kind of being the e.target.value as well. Oh, do you know what I think it is? I think it's actually checked. Yeah, well we got, so it's we'll see what happens if we, so shipping nothing, and then that gets true, that gets false, and if we do, okay, so part of what we need to do now is we need to make sure that when we start out the form input or form state, that we set it to something like false. And the way that we're going to do this, I think, is by looking at the input item here. So if the input item is a checkbox, then we say, okay, well, type, yeah. So if we say, okay, input item dot type equals, I think checkbox, then put the else there, like that, put that up there. We say, okay, well, yeah, okay. So let's see what happens if we say, okay, so you'll see that shipping paid false, shipping paid true, shipping paid false. So yeah, cool. Okay, so now we got a checkbox. So, and it is working in terms of the data that we get back, but we kind of need to add a little bit styling there. So what we're going to look at is going, okay, well, let's maybe see if we can wrap the label in a div. Actually need to make it probably like a, well, let's keep it a div. Class name, give it inline block, give it some margin. Let's see, what was the styling for one of the other labels? Okay. So it doesn't look like we've got styling on other labels, so that makes it a little bit easier. Okay, what we need to do now is also add some padding, I think. Let's see what 2 looks like. Let's also do flex. Justify start, item center, and I think we can take out this inline block. make that a bit more. Let's see if we can maybe style this. I can't exactly remember what the styling is like for checkboxes. So not margin, so okay, yeah. So I'll have to figure out how to style the checkbox with Tailwind. I think there is a way because there is a plugin for forms for Tailwind that you can also use out of the box to get styling. But I really kind of wanted to do my own styling. Let's just try one more time to see if this at least somehow applies. Okay, doesn't. So yeah, I'll have to figure that one out. But it kind of looks okay as it is. So we can say, okay, well, this is our details, this is our address, and yeah, we want quick delivery. Yeah, and with that, I'll leave you guys. So yeah, cheers.